here we are at 5298 Waring Road. I'm going to go ahead and go through our move-out walkthrough here and run over both tenant-caused damage, along with just other damage and necessary repairs, along with mandatory repairs that'll need to be made in order to get the property rent ready. So here we go. Through the front door, we have a crack in one of the windows here. I have some move-in notes to compare to on a lot of these, but that's looking like it was tenant caused. And we got them all from the tenant security deposit. We recommend giving the front door a fresh paint here. None of the painting throughout the house will be charged to the tenant. Paint is on a 3-year life, and the tenants have lived here longer than that. So unless there's holes in the wall, we're not going to be charging the tenant for painting at all. Just patching to make rent ready. To make paint ready. Here are 3 windows within the living room here with the blue tape that I've placed on them are not opening at all. So these are stuck. We're going to have to get a contractor out there to work on those. This pocket door here, I'm not sure if it ever really came out, but we can list that as is while marketing. I can't get it to slide out, but no real need to get that out unless you specifically would like to. This exhaust here, moving on to the kitchen over the range, is in need of service here. It doesn't activate through the switch at all. 2 missing drip pans here on the range. We'll go ahead and get 2 of those replaced. The refrigerator is going to be, it's a little bit older here. It does still work. It's pretty old. Got some cracks in the handles here. Nothing really chargeable to the tenant as far as the fridge goes. Again, it's just an older fridge. We did notice that the water and ice is not working, and the reason is the water shut off back here due to a little leak. So if we turn that water on, there'll be a little drip coming there. We're going to want to get that serviced by a plumber. The tenants will be charged for cleaning. They did clean the house, although you might not think so based on this behind the refrigerator. They did clean, but it's not deep cleaned, and we will be charging them. Let's see here. We'll want to get the kitchen sink caulked. Caulk around the kitchen sink, just reviewing my notes as I walk along here. The laundry sink faucet is leaking from multiple areas when turned on. You can see those drips coming from the valves. Multiple leaks, so we're going to want to get this replaced. Some more painting. The whole property will need to be painted, but the tenants will not be held liable for painting. However, their pet did damage a few baseboards throughout the house. So one in the kitchen, the laundry room down here under the sink, and then this Jack and Jill type of bathroom. So the baseboards they will be responsible for. Let's see here, moving on to the bathroom. We'll just want to replace one of these light bulbs. We're going to want to replace this pop-up here, along with just purchasing one of these little rods for the toilet paper. The seat is a little nicked up. It's just an older seat. Not mandatory to have this replaced. Probably a good idea. This window here is held locked just by these dowels. So the window, we did remove them, does slide up and down, but it's missing this lock. So we're just going to want to get a lock installed opposed to using these dowels. The carpeting here, I'd like to talk to you about when the carpet was replaced. Tenants have lived at we pulled it back here because they had pets and there were some stains, and this is our evidence that there was, urine. Dogs had peed on the carpet, so this is likely throughout all the rooms. Carpet's based on a 7-year life, so depending on the age, if it was brand new when the tenants moved in, they'd be responsible for 2/7 of replacing the carpet. If it was 7 years ago, for example, they wouldn't be responsible at all. They did have the carpets cleaned, but the carpets all are older and all the stains didn't come off. This door here, the closet door, the tenants will be responsible for. It's bent, so we'll just want to replace both of these doors. The windows and blinds seem to be working all right. Let's see here. Coming back to this bathroom, we're going to want to rescreen. Rescreen this window. It's an old screen. If this was newer, you know, we might charge the tenants. It's just a really old screen. We're going to want to have that rescreened. Back to my notes here. Unless it's anywhere on the property, the tenants will be responsible for having this globe replaced or light cover, if you will. Let's see here. Same situation with the carpet. The windows and blinds seem to be working. I would recommend we replace these blinds. They are older. I didn't really see any sign of really a lot of excessive force or anything. They're just older blinds. So, you know, not mandatory to have them replaced, but they're kind of discoloring. They're just older, so just a recommendation there. These screens are good. The window's working fine and locking, so that's good. Closet doors are working here. We've got this cover on this light intact, and we're ready to move on. So to the bathroom here, we're going to want to recaulk this bathroom, the exterior here a little bit, and definitely just around the perimeter of the tub. This is leaking here, partially from the hose, from here, from the head. We can replace this with a $15 shower head. We don't have to get fancy with the detachable and the hose and all that. So we'll want to replace that. This heater here, we're going to want to list as is for the new tenants. Anything we list as is just means non-warranted. The owner will not repair it or replace it if it breaks. So old stuff like that, you know, we're going to, if this was the main source of heat, we'd want to, you know, keep it as is, but it's not. It's just a little extra wall heater for the bathroom. One smoke alarm and one carbon monoxide detector at the property needs to be replaced. Smoke alarms expire every 10 years. All of them in the bedrooms are new, but as you can see, this is May 2008. So we're going to want to have that replaced every 10 years. And it's due. And the other one, the carbon monoxide detector, this guy is every 7 years. It's kind of blurry there. Anyway, these guys need to be replaced every 7 years, the CO alarms, and this one's expired, so we're ready to replace this as well. So just 2 alarms at the property, the rest seem to be functioning fine. All right, moving on here. This room, carpet, same situation. Some of these blinds are torn up. Just this set of blinds actually, tenant charge. And I'll go ahead and itemize these in an email so it's easier to see tenant charge versus non-tenant charges. This window's opening, screen kind of popping out, no damage to it. We can pop that back in, no biggie. These blinds, you know, you can replace these as well. It's not mandatory. Here's a couple little wear and tear holes. We're going to want to replace this screen, likely it is an older screen. And again, if I miss anything in these videos, I've got a list, so I'll be able to convey it through my email. So headed outside here. So the tenant's going to be responsible for some junk haul away, cleaning these leaves and debris. There's a lot more leaves on the other side of the property. We found this water heater on the service valve to have a very slow leak. You can see that drip. We'll try to get this repaired. Likely, if needs to be replaced, they make water heaters wider than this, and you can see the clearance is pretty pretty shallow on each side. So if we do replace this water heater, it likely will not be able to go into this cabinet. And this, along with this here, pretty bad shape. In fact, it just broke off to the touch as I was trying to open it. Termite damage, could be water damage. There's some rodent droppings in here. You'll also see rodent droppings on the top of the water heater and in other areas. Nothing inside, but in the garage and on the outskirts of the premises, so there is a rodent issue we'll want to have addressed. Let's see here. This guy, you know, we can remove this ballast. I don't think this needs to stay here, this fluorescent light. We're going to want to secure this guy, this light right above the garage. Moving on to the garage. There's some oil stains here. We're going to charge the tenant to clean up, looks like from the car. The tenants were not using the washer and dryer. They are older. In order to test them out, these are, I think from, I have my notes here, I think like 1995 or something like that. If we do bring them in and test them and they don't work, you know, or they can possibly leak, these are just old washer and dryers, you know, we might want to just consider, you know, removing them, and we don't even have to include a washer and dryer at the property, or we can, so we can discuss that. These holes, the tenants claim that they were there prior to move-in. If we do want to have these replaced, it's not mandatory, just throw a couple drywall sheets there, like the existing ones. Another hole, and then here is a hole as well. So I'm going to have to refer to our notes. The tenants claim that they were here, but again, we will refer to the notes on that. Garage door is working fine. This here, I believe due to the rodent problem, the tenants had put this mesh screening in. This door isn't opening, probably because it's closed due to the mesh screening. Again, we'll want to take care of the rodent problem and then just remove that, and hopefully the door will work fine, but we'll check that out. This gate here, this gate I recommend replacing. It's got a bunch of wood and termite rot, termite damage. You can see the damage up here. This guy, the hinge can't even be secured due to it's hollow. So due to the damage, we're going to want to likely replace this gate. This gate is working okay. Again, it's older, but we for sure want to replace this 2x4 here where the gate latches, as it can't be secured any better due to the termite damage here. So we're going to want to replace that. This fence has come down. It's a very old fence. I was working to determine if this is our fence or the neighbor's, but you can see back here. If you can see that clearly, the fence is leaning. And then this is completely fallen down. So I would recommend, you know, we remove this fence here. Moving on, this gate is an old gate. Along with all this fencing here, there's some termite damage. You can see the fence is leaning back here. The tenants will be responsible for the cleanup back here. You can see this. They claim that this barbecue is here. Again, I can refer to my notes, but as you can see, there's a lot of leaves and debris left, so we're gonna have that cleared. Lots of damage here on this cover as far as some termite damage. You can see some water stains. It's fairly secure. I was, you know, leaning on the posts here to make sure, but it might be worth removing because we are going to need to likely remove this tree here as this brick wall is crumbling. So whether we put a fence up here or another wall, this tree will need to be removed in order to do so. This tree to the left of it is even larger, and it's actually touching the house. So this is, you know, this is a risk to the house. The tree's kind of growing onto the house. It's touching it, and that's also a bridge for rodents and a path for rodents as well. So any pest control company will advise to remove that, but not even because they're really